name is Joey Hamilton, and I am black, and I'm white. And I was adopted by a white family into a suburban white neighborhood. So growing up, it wasn't just the people in the neighborhood that didn't look like me. It was the people I shared a bathroom with that didn't look like me. And every day of my life, I've lived internally and externally the struggle we all see unfolding before us in our country today. Our country has a problem that is devastating lives and families and tearing our communities to pieces. We are filled with grief and anger and frustration at having to watch another black man's life being taken right in front of our eyes. Every time this happens, I ask myself the same question. What is the right thing to do in this moment? I've asked myself this question after Trayvon Martin, Michael Brown, Eric Garner, Tamir Rice, Charleston Emmanuel AME, and so many more. And now I ask myself the same question after Breonna Taylor, Ahmaud Arbery, and George Floyd. But I've learned that I need to ask it now in a different way. We mourn in death because we understand the potential of the life that was lost. So instead, now I ask myself, what is the right thing to do with my life? How can I use my life to honor those lives that have been lost? And if you don't think your life is enough to make a change, look around. The fact that we are all standing here together today is proof that change can start with one person. When I woke up on Thursday, I had an idea. Then soon my idea turned from the power of 1 to the power of 10, then to the power of 100, to the power of 1,000. And each of you here today who helped get the word out and came to walk started with the individual choice to show up. So what can I do with my life? Well, today I wanted to bring people together peacefully to show us all that we are not alone in our beliefs, in our values, and in our vision and the expectation we have of our communities, our country, and our leaders. And knowing that you are not alone is power. So everyone, take a moment right now and look around. Look around and see the power that you've created by making the choice to show up today. Remember it tomorrow, and next week, and next month, and for as long as it takes to make change happen. I know I'm not the only person who has been asking this question. I know this because the most common question I get from people who want to be allies for the black community is I'm mad and I'm frustrated, but aside from voicing that on social media, what else can I do? To everyone here who has asked this question, regardless of what you look like on the outside, the answer starts inside of us with one thing. The answer starts with love. If we are going to build a better tomorrow, each one of us needs to become a mason of love, laying the bricks one by one on the path forward. Not building walls that divide us, not motivated in fear of one another, but inspired by love of your fellow man and community. Because if you're going to fight for me, you have to love me. And if you're going to fight for me, you have to love my children too. So what does it mean to be a Mason of love? It is done not by being passive. Being a Mason of love is laying down the bricks of the path forward with every action you make. For our allies, being a Mason of love means acting with empathy. It means listening, learning, not always focused on the message, on how the message is delivered, but why the message is needed. Being a Mason of love means understanding. It means having more uncomfortable conversations with yourself, your children, your families, and with your friends. It means realizing how deeply ingrained in society in every single one of us this issue really exists. It means acknowledging not just that racism is a problem that is out in the open killing your neighbors, but also all the dark little places that it can hide. Being a Mason of love means speaking up and speaking out. It means being our voice when we're in the room, when we're not sitting at the table. So whether you're at work, or with friends or family, or just overhearing a conversation and you hear something that doesn't sit well with you, say so. Being a Mason of love means being inclusive. It means hiring us, finding value in our experiences, and celebrating our accomplishments. But it also means making conscious choice to have our children play together. Because it doesn't mean a thing if your living room doesn't look like your boardroom. And those of us in the Black community, being a Mason of love also means understanding. It means giving our allies a safe space to ask questions, and not just seeing how the question was asked, but the heart of the person who asked it. For all of us, being a Mason of love means uprising. It means running for office, voting to remove those in power who sit by and allow Black men, women, and children to be slaughtered. And it means being a part of the solution to replace systemic policies with those that empower Black communities and hold accountable the civil servants charged with protecting our rights. And finally, no matter how you've lived your life to this point, being a Mason of love means forgiveness. It means forgiving yourself for the person you've been and loving yourself for the person you will become, so that you're an example to your children, your friends, your community, and the entire nation. Being here today, each one of you has laid a brick in the path that will strengthen our lives and our world. And I say thank you for today. But it will still matter when we wake up tomorrow, and the next day, and the day after that. And it will still matter even after the media has moved on to the next story. So today, if you are asking what can you do, I'm asking you to become a Mason of love. I'm asking you to commit to continuing to show up, and from this day on, to let your actions speak louder. Because it is time to stop telling the world that we are